Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and this is my first video. I kind of want to do like an introduction type of thing and kind of go through my photocard collection, kind of how I got into K-pop and the groups that I'm into and everything. This is my first video, so I'm very sorry. I'm a little nervous. I'm not used to hearing my own voice back, so it's kind of awkward. But I hope you all enjoy and I'll get into it. Also, I want to mention that I don't have a proper intro or outro yet, so please bear with me until I can figure out how to do that exactly. Okay, so I want to start with Astro because they are the group that actually got me into K-pop. So how that happened was I was watching True Beauty. I got into K-dramas first, and then I was like, oh my gosh, who plays Suho? Like, he's so cute, and my friend told me that he was a K-pop idol, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me, please show me. So she sent me a fan cam of him, and that's like how the whole thing began. So me and my sister watched all of Astro's music videos in like one day. So that's basically how I got into Astro and basically the beginning of my K-pop journey. So this is my binder cover. In the back of my binder, it's Jinjin. He's my bias along with Unu. I just decorated the front to make it look a little bit better as like a cover photo. So in Astro, I collect Unu, Jinjin, Rocky, and Moonbin. Obviously Unu and Jinjin because they are my biases, and Rocky and Moonbin are my bias wreckers. I got into Astro before the All Yours comeback, and I started collecting them since then, but I collect from the All Light era all the way to the current era, which is Switch On. But I kind of skipped the One and Only, and I think there was another comeback too that I skipped just because those photo cards were really hard to find and a little way too expensive, so I kind of skipped that. I only collect the album PCs. I know there's a few pre-order benefit PCs at the beginning, but I really don't think that I have the money to support pre-order benefit cards, so I just usually collect Unu, Jinjin, Rocky, and Moonbin's album PCs. And the PCs vary between different albums. Like, I know Gateway had 2 PCs for each member for each version, so basically 4 in total. And Switch On had 4 for each version, so it was 8 PCs in total. So it's very difficult if I collected all members, which I did start doing, but I decided I had to let Sanha and MJ go just because it was getting too expensive, and Sanha and MJ are my sister's biases, so I was like, you know what, I'll just let them 2 go so I can collect the other members. But I do love all the members, and I wish I could collect them all, but unfortunately I cannot afford to any longer. I actually do have a few photo cards that I still need, like this Jinjin PC, so if anyone has it out there, I'm going to put my Instagram in the description and at the end of the video. If anyone wants to buy or let me buy or trade it with you, I will gladly do so. I'm honestly not sure if that's the only PC I need, but I know it's the only Jinjin PC I need to complete my Jinjin collection. So, yeah, if anyone has it, let me know on Instagram. But back to how Astro became like my first group that I stand. So my first ever album that I bought was the Gateway, I think it's the Another World version. I'm not quite sure. It's the blue version. I don't remember the version names. I think it is Another World. But Moonbin was my first pull, and I was so excited. I thought the PC was so cute. It's actually this one right here, the blue one. I love it so much. He looks so cute in it. But yeah, it was my first photo card pull, and I was like, oh my god, I'm just gonna collect who I pull and nothing else. And that obviously did not pan out as well as I thought it was going to. So I decided that I was gonna collect just Unu because he was my bias, and then I didn't ever pull Unu at the beginning, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna collect the members that I want to collect, and here we are with my biggest collection, and that's the end of the Astro. Okay, guys, TXT, I honestly have no idea where to begin. This group was the second group I've got into with K-pop. My friend recommended it to me. They are my alt group now. My alt bias is Hyun and Kai. They literally are just my favorite people probably ever. Like, no exaggeration. They are just so sweet, and I love their energy, and I love their personalities, and obviously their music has no skips. I feel like TXT would be a good group to recommend to someone that's wanting to get into K-pop. But yeah, I just love them so much. So I already said Hyun and Kai was my bias, and my alt bias wrecker is Taehyun. But I do, like, all of them are my bias wreckers, so like that's why I collect all the members, obviously, now that you've seen the flip through. But I only collect from Blue Hour to like current. I am collecting Chaotic Wonderland, which I'm not finished with. But I don't like the earlier PCs. I'm sorry if you do like them. They're just bigger and they're harder to store, and I don't know. I just like selfie PCs better. I think they're a lot cuter and more personal than just kind of a PC that's just got a photo of them from like a concept photo. I don't know. But I do collect all of TXT. I do collect their Target exclusive group cards too. And I do have a few pre-order benefits just from like Weverse or from like shops that I bought from. I also have a little booklet of Hyun Kai pre-order benefits and lucky draws, and he's the only member that I really do that for in any group, just because he is my alt bias. So I will show you that in a second. But I have a few extra PCs in here, like from their photo books and from their season's greetings too, so that's why they're in there as well. I just wanted to keep all of my TXT photo cards together instead of just kind of separating them. It is kind of a little disorganized, so I apologize, but yeah. If you have a TXT bias, let me know who your bias is. Since they are my alt group, I love to talk about them, obviously. Okay, here is the little TXT collect book that I have just for Hyun and Kai photo cards. This collect book and the Enhypen one that you're going to see soon is both from Men's Studios. I'll put the link to her shop in the description if you're interested in them. Like I said, these are just a few of the Hyun and Kai photo cards that are extra that I just got, that I saw that was a good price, and a few of them are kind of like the older album PCs, like the little ID cards that I did pull and I just wanted to keep because they were Hyun and Kai. But yeah, there's not really much to it. It's just a few PCs that I really loved of him. I just realized that I feel like I'm going in order of the groups that I stand since I started K-pop. So I think Enhypen was my third group that I got into. It was after Island, after their like debut. I got into them. Also, I collect Jake and just Jake. He's my bias. And my bias wreckers are Jae and Sunghoon. I do have a few Jae and Sunghoon cards at the end, but I did watch Island before I learned the members or chose a bias, just because I felt like I would like learn their personalities a little bit more, which I knew there were other people in Island that didn't make it into the group, and I loved a bunch of them too. but going into it, I knew who won, so I kind of like focused on those members, trying to like pick my bias, and I loved Jake throughout the whole show. So I picked him as my bias, and that's just kind of how it happened. I guess I would also consider Jake my kind of second old bias. I do collect a few extra photo cards of his, like the deco package and like the little ID cards. I don't have the first season's greetings ID card, but I do have the second one. I just traded it, so that's what I'm about to put in my binder and show you. But yeah, I have a few pre-order benefits of his from like this last comeback and the Target exclusive one. But again, I don't really collect pre-order benefit photo cards that much unless it just comes with my album and then I get a member that I feel like I could trade for. So yeah, here's my small Jae and Sunghoon photo card collection. It's pretty sad, but like I said, I try to focus on one member for Enhypen just because I feel like it's hard to collect Sunghoon and Jae, just because they're popular. And I know Jake is a little popular too, but if I focus on one member, it's not as it's not as difficult, and it definitely helps my wallet out a little bit. Okay, so this is the Boyz collection. I collect Eric and Hyunjae. Eric is my bias, and Hyunjae is my bias wrecker. Jacob is also my bias wrecker, but there is no way I can collect 3 members of the Boyz. I actually debated on standing the Boyz just because there are so many members. I was like, 11 members? That is so many for a group, and I thought I would have trouble, like, learning all the members, and, like, I felt like smaller groups had better connections, but once I started getting into them and, like, listening to their music and, like, watching YouTube videos of them, I was like, that could be further from the truth. I think they're all so nice, and they're all so cute, and they do get along so well, and I'm so happy that I decided to stand them because I couldn't imagine my life without the Boyz. That sounds so weird, but they are really such a great group, and yeah, I really love them so much. Also, Jooyeon is low-key a bias wrecker too. There's just so many members, like how could you not have a bunch of bias wreckers? But I did collect 2 versions of the Thrilling era photo cards of his just because I looked at all the cards and I thought his was just like too cute not to collect. So I collected, I think it was the Splash and the Kick version? I don't know. I'm so bad at the version names, but I thought that those 2 versions were really cute of his, so I got those. And I do have a few Jacob photo cards that I either pulled or I just traded just because I thought they were really cute. But I started standing the Boyz during the Steeler era. I guess post-Steeler era is very close, like right after they had that comeback. So I did collect the Steeler photo cards for Eric and Hyunjae. And I did have Jooyeon's too because I pulled a lot of his cards. I'm currently trying to sell them just because I want to make sure that I can collect Eric and Hyunjae. You all know how it goes if you collect certain members. It's sad because I don't want to let any of my photo cards go, but I also need to collect my bias, so it's just hard. So that's kind of the end of my Boyz flip through, so now I'm going to get into the girl groups that I like. So all the girl groups that I like are in this binder. I like ITZY, Purple Kiss, aespa, Twice, and Stacy. So for ITZY, I collect Yeji, and I got into them for this Crazy in Love era, so those are the only photo cards I have of hers. And then aespa, Winter is my bias, and they've only had one album release, so these are the only photo cards I have of hers. And then Stacy, I got into them like right after ASAP, so I collect all of their album PCs just because they didn't have a lot of albums out yet. So I thought that their photo cards would be pretty easy to get. Jay and Sian are my biases, so I just collect them too. I would collect Isa too, but I just don't have the money. And then Purple Kiss, I got into them basically after their debut. I collect Swan, Dosi, and Goon. Swan is basically my bias, and then Dosi and Goon are my bias wreckers, and their photo cards are too cute not to collect. Plus, Purple Kiss was the first girl group I think that I got into. I think it was Purple Kiss, and then right after Purple Kiss, it was Stacy. And then here is my sad Sana collection from Twice. I don't even have like the little card holders yet to put for hers, just because I just got into Twice. Sadly, the Formula of Love album was so good. I love it so much. And I chose Sana as my bias, so. And then here's my few group cards that I pulled from the albums. But yeah, there's my tiny but mighty little girl group binder and collection. Okay, so I call this my random / miscellaneous photo card binder thingy. I have a few Baekhyun album PCs. Obviously Froggy Baekhyun in the front. Oh my god, I'm so happy I have him. But this has these 4 Baekhyun PCs in it. And then we get into 6. I call it 6 or CIX, however you want to pronounce it. But my bias is Seunghyun, and my bias record is Younghee. I am kind of collecting, kind of not collecting. I'm in this weird middle ground with them. I didn't get into them until like the cinema time, but I really love them so much. And then here's P1 Harmony. So here's my thing with P1 Harmony. I've liked them since they've debuted. I love them so much. They're kind of like a semi-alt group to me. But I do not have a bias, and it is so hard for me to pick a bias. So I don't collect P1 Harmony. I just kind of keep the photo cards that I get from their albums, because I'm not picky about members, which I'm really not picky about members in general anyway. But I don't like trade P1 Harmony or collect a certain member. I just kind of keep who I get, and I'm fine with that because I love all of them. And I have tried to pick a bias, and I go back and forth all the time, and I just came up with a conclusion that I just don't have a bias. I just love them all. So that is basically all of my photo card collection and kind of my story about K-pop. Okay guys, that's basically it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope it wasn't too awkward. I'm still trying to get used to everything, but if you liked it, consider following me and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!